Hey bud, I wanted to give you this gift of the triangle of awesomeness. Without this tool, I don't know how I would have made it through my divorce. And I still use it daily. So I wanted to teach you this tool. It was so impactful for me, and I pray that it's going to be as helpful for you as it was for me. So the triangle of awesomeness, what we want to do is basically draw a triangle, and at the top is basically going to be focus. So focus, basically, one of the great analogies that I thought of was basically like the Luxor in Vegas, where that basically beam of light is just going straight up. But the focus is the same for us, especially as men, is that we're singular focus. What that means is that we can typically only focus on one thing at a time. So with your focus and going through this divorce and feeling like, for me, I was like, man, I'm losing everything. And I was focusing on, some other man going to be basically influencing my kids and maybe them calling him dad, me only seeing my kids 50% of the time, my income that was going to be being cut in half, the 12 houses that I had built up to, half of that going away, losing over $1 million in equity, all the money that I had in savings, 50% of that I was taking loans on the whole life accounts. So I was focusing on all these things that were going wrong in my life, versus what we have to do is we have to start focusing on what's going right. So are you healthy? Do you have a healthy mind? Do you have a healthy body? Do you have healthy kids? Do you have friends and family that are around you that you are grateful for? I know for me, if it wasn't for my dad, I don't know what I would have done. I would have been in deep crap if I didn't have my dad. He's been such a help with my kids, having 3 little kids. So really, what are you going to focus on? So part of it, one of the best things to focus on is what are you grateful for today? And then the other piece of focus is what do you want your life to look like 10 years from now? So we'll get into an exercise later on that, but I want you to start thinking about, like, what do you want your life to look like versus all the shit that's going wrong. The more you focus on it, on all the bad stuff, the worse it's going to get. So start focusing on what you're grateful for. Second part is start focusing on what your life is going to look like. What do you want to look like physically? How do you want to be emotionally? What relationship do you want? What's your spirituality going to look like? What are your finances going to look like in the future? So really starting to focus on where you want to go, and being grateful for what you have now. So this focus is huge. The second part is language. And I'm going to write this on here twice because language is so flipping important. If you've ever heard of linguistic is language programming. So at all times, what you're saying, and especially that inner dialect, most of the time the language that we have is sometimes it's outer, but most of the time it's inner dialect. So for me, I was thinking about, I'm losing everything. I literally was saying that, repeating that in my brain over and over. I'm losing everything. I'm a failure. My marriage is, going to junk. Everything that I've built over the last 10 years is gone. So this language of, I'm losing everything. Everything I built is gone. So versus you need to start basically directing that. And I know for myself, as I started to feel like crap, I am a failure versus, I am awesome. So that language of I am awesome, I am excited, I am faithful, I am loving to myself and others is literally start to say that language will start to help you with your emotions. So what this triangle of awesomeness actually does is it helps you change your emotions. So what the biggest thing while you're going through this divorce is basically how to have emotional fitness. So how can you basically be stronger emotionally when you have all these external forces that are literally going to shit? I can't think of a harder time for me than my divorce. Probably the hardest thing that I've needed to go through. And some people have other things that have been more difficult. But this triangle of awesomeness is just going to be a tool that, I don't know, I really feel sorry for the person that doesn't have this tool, and they're going through their divorce. So this language is huge. Start to think of, anything I am is going to be a really powerful statement. And sometimes that I am is negative. So flip that to a positive and start saying that on a daily basis. I am awesome. I am excited. I am faithful. I am loving. So pay attention to the language. And the last one is body. And it's on the bottom. And the body is the foundation. So basically, our body is constantly telling our minds and the rest of our body how to feel. So the easiest thing to start doing with body is breath. So I'm a big yogi. So every time I start a yoga class, every teacher starts to get you to breathe. In through the nose, out through the mouth. And just breathing alone will start to help you with those emotions, because one of the things is that when we get built up with any negative emotions, we start to breathe shallow, we start to breathe rapidly. So if we can just start to pay attention to our breath, is going to be one of the easiest things to do. The other second thing with your body is movement. So I'll even jump up and down, and that'll help dictate emotions, jumping jacks. I'll listen to a good song and dance to basically try to get my body to start telling my basically to start getting how I want to feel. So my body's telling my mind and my emotions how I want to feel. So again, I just mentioned yoga. Yoga is probably one of the best things because I believe that it works. It does the body and the mind. So if you are not working out while you're going through this separation and divorce, you really want to start trying to work out, even if it's a 5-minute walk, even if it's something short on a daily basis. Getting that body moving is basically going to help you with your emotional fitness. So if you're not working out, definitely start adding it back. You're going to want to look trim for all the new ladies that you might be dating. So definitely working on that body is a good thing. So again, focus. What are you grateful for? Where are you going to take your life? Language, what's that inner dialect that you're saying? And then body, get it moving, breath. So these 3 pieces make up the triangle of awesomeness, which dictates your emotions. And if you practice on this every day, you'll actually be able to gain that emotional fitness that you're looking for, which is going to be the key building block to creating the life that you want. Thanks so much. Hope this was helpful for you as it was for me. Thanks.